My girlfriend came clean, she told me she'd cheated. Then with that smug little grin she always got when she wanted to hurt me, she said I needed a real man. What really messed me up though? My friends backed her up. I didn't argue. I just smiled, grabbed my keys, and walked away. Fast forward to this morning, my phone lit up with 25 missed calls. Rewind to that Friday night. We were at our regular dive bar. Same sticky tables. Same dim lighting. Same watered-down drinks. The kind of place where birthdays and breakups all kind of blend together. She was wearing my hoodie. You know, the one she always borrowed, it never gave it back. She looked good in it too, just like she always did when she wanted something from me. I had no clue that was gonna be our last night together. So there we were, surrounded by our crew, 6 of them, half drunk and laughing over nothing. The night was rolling along like normal. Then she cleared her throat loud enough to pull everyone out of their buzz. So, she said way too loudly, I guess now's as good a time as any. Just like that, the air shifted. Everyone went quiet. I turned to her. Calm. Patient. Just waiting. She looked right at me, and with that same smirk, she dropped it. I cheated. It didn't even hurt. Not really. It just landed. Like something you already knew deep down but chose not to admit. Then came the kicker. And honestly, she said, like it was some casual confession, I needed a real man. Not a guy stuck in tech support spending weekends fixing a car that doesn't even run. And they laughed. My friends laughed. Logan, my closest friend, the one I always thought of as family, raised his glass to her like she just gave the toast of the year. Damn, girl, he said. Savage. Sienna chimed in under her breath, we all kinda saw this coming. Even Derek, yeah, that Derek, the one who used to crash on my couch when rent was tight, just gave me this look. Like, take the hit and leave. So I did. I didn't yell. Didn't beg her to explain. Didn't throw a drink or storm out like she probably hoped I would. I just looked at her. Really looked. And saw what was hiding behind all that fake confidence. I saw the emptiness. The hunger for validation. The way she needed to feel like she'd won something even if it was just attention. Then I smiled. Flipped my keyring into the air, caught it on the way down. Cool. That's all I said. Then I turned around and walked out the door. Their laughter followed me out louder than ever. I heard it as the door swung shut behind me. But what they didn't hear. The idea forming in my head. I wasn't gonna fight for people who laughed in my face. I was gonna become the man they couldn't ignore. The one she'd never touch again. I met Jenna about 3 years earlier in this little coffee shop near campus. She was reading The Bell Jar, had black nail polish and this beat-up ring on her thumb. I asked her about the book. She looked up, gave me a half smile, and said, only sad people read this stuff in public. That was it. We clicked. Fast. And deep. Late-night drives, stupid jokes only we understood. Falling asleep with her head on my chest like it was the only place in the world she felt safe. She used to tell me, you're my peace. And I believed her. Back when things were good, she'd bring me lunch at work when I stayed late. Called me her anchor, said I was the one who kept her grounded when everything felt like too much. When I was fixing up that old 95 Corolla in the garage, she'd sit with me. Pass me tools. Play music. We didn't have a lot, but what we had felt real. Solid. At least, that's what I thought. Then the drift started. Quiet at first. She began going out more, girls' nights that turned into don't wait up texts. She stopped coming to the garage. Stopped caring about my dreams. When I talked about starting my own IT consulting business, she rolled her eyes and said, you're always chasing things that take too long. I didn't argue. I figured she was just stressed. Burned out. But the truth? She was already looking for something or someone louder. Flashier. Easier. And that someone turned out to be Tyson. A bartender with abs and the depth of a cereal box. And the rest of them? They followed. Logan started hanging out with her more than with me. Derek suddenly didn't want to take sides. Even Sienna, the same Sienna who once cried on my shoulder about her own breakup, just disappeared. That night at the bar, I didn't just lose a girlfriend. I lost my whole circle. But somehow something inside me clicked. It wasn't rage. Wasn't even sadness. It was clarity. They didn't leave because I was weak. They left because I was quiet. And they thought silence meant I wouldn't do anything. They were wrong. The first night after the breakup, I couldn't sleep. Just stared at the ceiling, replaying everything. Her smirk. Logan's toast. That look Derek gave me. The next morning, I opened my phone. No apologies. No missed calls. Just one pathetic group text from Derek. Hey man, hope there's no hard feelings. Let's all be mature about this. Mature? You mean laughing while my girlfriend torched our relationship in front of everyone? Yeah, no thanks. I shut it all down. Deleted social media. Blocked their numbers. Cleared out old photos. Erased her contact but not the memory. Then I stood in front of the mirror. Not to feel sorry for myself. I needed to take inventory. If they all saw someone easy to toss aside, I was going to become someone impossible to overlook. The rebuild started small. I reached out to a professor who once told me I had CEO energy. Signed up for night classes in cybersecurity. Started getting up at 5 a.m. and running no matter how much it sucked. Clean eating. Heavy lifting. Books instead of screens. But most of all, I worked. 12-hour days, sometimes more. Consulting, freelancing, setting up networks for local shops. I said yes to everything. While they drank and posted selfies and treated betrayal like it was a vibe, I was grinding. Building a version of myself they wouldn't even recognize. And the best part? No one knew where I went. Not Logan. Not Sienna. Not even Jenna. Especially not Jenna. She never reached out. No apologies. Too busy posting glow-filtered selfies with Tyson, writing captions like, "Love always wins." Cute. Let's see how long love holds up when the fun dies down, the cash runs out, and the guy you left behind isn't behind anymore, he's miles ahead. Month 2 after the breakup. Still no messages. No apologies. Nothing. Just a daily grind of work, planning, and quiet. And I loved every bit of it. Work exploded. One freelance gig turned into a steady contract. That contract led to a referral. That led to a retainer. Before I knew it, I was pulling in more money in a single month than I used to make in 6. I got my LLC. Designed a clean, simple website. And suddenly, businesses that used to ghost me were sliding into my inbox. No posts. No announcements. Because the best kind of growth? It's the kind no one sees until it's too late to catch up. The physical side? That came too. Dropped 20 pounds. Cut the junk. Ran 7 days a week. Lifted like it mattered. Took care of my skin. Got a proper haircut. Confidence didn't come from compliments, it came from showing up for myself day after day. From discipline, not praise. I started dressing better. Not to turn heads, not for anyone else. But because for the first time in a long time, I actually respected the guy in the mirror. I wanted how I looked to match how I felt inside, put together, focused, sharp. One night, I caught my reflection in a store window. And I just stopped. I stared at the man looking back at me and thought, would she even recognize me now? Probably not. But that didn't matter. Because this version of me? He wouldn't have given her 5 minutes of his time. I wasn't posting. I wasn't trying to be seen. But somehow the ripple got out. I started showing up in other people's photos, client launches, networking mixers, charity 5 Burmese chats. My name started floating around in circles I didn't even realize I was part of. Turns out a few of Jenna's friends still followed those people. And before long, my phone started buzzing again. Sienna. Hey stranger. You look good. Hope you're doing okay. Logan. Heard you started your own thing. That's wild. Mad respect. Derek. Dude. Your name came up at a client lunch LOL. You killing it. I didn't respond. Not to a single one. Because the guy they remembered? He was gone. They killed him when they laughed in his face. All I did was bury him the right way. Then came the first crack. Jenna's post slowed down. Then stopped completely. A clean 2-month stretch of silence. Until one night, a blurry Instagram story popped up from a mutual friend's birthday. Jenna was in the background alone. No smile. No glow. She looked older. Not sad exactly. Just hollow. No Tyson. No proud captions about real men or leveling up. Just a girl sitting quietly at the edge of a party that used to orbit around her. And I didn't grin. I didn't feel smug. I didn't feel anything, really. I just felt done. Not vindicated, done. Because when someone tears you down in front of an audience and you rebuild in silence, there comes a point where even their name loses meaning. It happened on a quiet Sunday. Cloudy skies, coffee brewing. I was at my desk reviewing a pitch deck. Then my phone lit up. Once. Then again. Then it just kept buzzing. 32 missed calls in under 2 hours. Jenna. Logan. Sienna. All of them. Like smoke pouring out of a house fire they were pretending wasn't real. The messages followed. Jenna. I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but please, can we talk? Everything's falling apart. I just need 5 minutes. I messed up. You didn't deserve that. I see that now. Then Logan chimed in. Yo man, I was wrong. Real talk. We all were. She told us things. Said you weren't treating her right. I didn't know the truth. Sure. They never do. Not until they're no longer invited to the party. Then Sienna. I was a coward. You were the only real one. She's on my couch crying. Says you won't answer. Are you okay? I was more than okay. She wasn't. Funny how that works. They all spent months acting like my silence was weakness. But now, that same silence was driving them insane. Then, just past midnight, Jenna's last message came through. Jenna, I thought I wanted someone exciting. All I got was someone fake. Tyson left. He cheated. He's broke. I'm broke. I miss you. God, I miss you. You were the best thing in my life. Please just respond. Please. I stared at it for a while, watched the typing bubble appear, then disappear. And then I did the simplest thing in the world. I locked my phone, set it face down, and went to sleep. Because by the time people realize your value, you're already too far ahead for it to matter. Next morning, another wall of texts. More apologies. More begging. You probably hate me. I miss who we were. I miss who I was with you. And that line, that's what hit the hardest. Not the desperation. Not the guilt. Just that one thought. Who I was with you. Because that's what really stung. Isn't it? She didn't just lose me. She lost the version of herself that only existed because I believed in her. And that version, she was never getting that back. I finally replied. No anger. No heat. Just truth. Me. You didn't just pick someone else. You celebrated humiliating me. Made it a public performance. When I walked away, I wasn't just leaving the relationship. I was leaving behind the person who thought I wasn't enough. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I'm just done. Take care of yourself. Then I blocked her number. No waiting. No checking. Just final closure. Because the best revenge? It isn't slamming doors or shouting matches. It's becoming so solid, so full, so whole, that they can't even imagine where they'd fit in your life anymore. And while they toss and turn, full of regret, you sleep soundly, peacefully, because revenge isn't always about fire. Sometimes it's just never looking back. Was it revenge? Or was it something more? If the story stirred something in you, if it made you feel, remember, or reflect, don't just scroll past. Tap like, hit subscribe, share it, because around here, every betrayal leaves a shadow, and every silence hides a story worth telling. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. Thanks for being part of this journey, where every story has a scar, and every ending leaves a lesson.